the state of the current coaching market is very abusive, it's very toxic, and I don't know where this is going. So let's talk about it. I don't have a script, I don't have any idea about how this video is gonna go, but some things need to be said just like they are. So it's gonna come off as a rant, but we need to talk about it. I have a friend who right now he's a married man and his wife is pregnant, and he can't go see her. He can't go travel with her and live with her. Why? Because he's out of money. Why? Because he was in a coaching program that he spent thousands of dollars in, and all that the other person did is he gave him templates and strategies that worked in the past for him. And then whenever this client had a question, he used to jump on group calls with 20 other people and maybe get 2 to 3 minutes. So what happened? His implementation was pretty bad. His content didn't perform. His offers didn't perform. I jumped on a call with him, and I didn't know all of that. I jumped on a call with him, and I was looking at his work, and I was looking at his content, and I was looking at his offer. None of it made sense. None of it was good. We fixed it. 1 hour, 15 minutes is all that it took to fix it. And in the next 2 weeks, he made $3,25,000. Now, am I some magical being that helps people make money? I'm not. I just fixed what was broken. I just fixed the templates. I just fixed the strategy. And in a lot of ways right now, this is the state of the coaching market, is blind people leading blind people. People who learn strategies and ideas and frameworks and tactics and templates from others that are teaching them to their clients. People who tried something in the past, it worked for them, and now they're selling it as the end-all be-all thing. But in reality, there is no end-all be-all thing. There's no right or wrong. If something worked for you, it doesn't mean that it's gonna work for someone else. If something made you money, it doesn't mean that it's gonna make someone else money. The reality is, what works virtually is always the foundation principles. It's always the foundation rule. Just like there's a rule of gravity, there's a law of gravity. When you pick up something and you drop it, this thing falls. There are laws when it comes to consumer psychology, market psychology, behavioral psychology, stuff that will fundamentally work. Strategies, systems, tactics, all of that shit builds upon those foundational principles. Yet most coaches don't understand the foundational principles. So all that they do is they teach tactics and they teach frameworks and they teach quick strategies to their clients. And what happens with their clients? They don't get results. But here's the kicker. 1%, 2% of those clients do get results because in some way, shape, or form or luck, they already had the foundations established. And then they go and they boast those results online. This client made this amount of money, this client made this amount of money. And what leaves the rest, all of the rest is now hoping. Everyone else is now hoping, hopefully I become like this client. Well, surely if this client made this amount of money and I joined this program, I'm gonna make this amount of money because this person made that, without realizing that this is the number 1%, top 1% of the clients that got results and 99% didn't, or didn't get to those results. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that the entire coaching space is bad or it's to hell fundamentally. I love the coaching space, but it's hurtful, it's toxic in a lot of ways. Out of every 100 people, we have one person that actually knows their stuff. I'm gonna give you another example. My friend, he has an agency that made $500,000 per year. He's not new. He's not a kid. He's not someone that you could take and play around with. He has invested $400,000 in a coach over 10 years because this coach signed him on a contract that he couldn't break in the beginning, and he didn't know. So he put him in a contract over 10 years, $400,000, and at the end of it, he was abusive with this client. He was telling him like, you need to push yourself, you need to create. Where did this lead to? Nothing. Nothing. My friend is one of the most grateful people, and he, every time we talk about this, he tells me, Arnold, I didn't get anything out of it. At the end, it was such an abusive relationship that I didn't even want to get on a call. I was paying $10,000 per month, and I didn't jump on the calls because it was such an abusive relationship. And we all hear those horror stories when it comes to this space. And we don't really talk about them out loud, even though we should. And I'm talking about those right now because this space is a beautiful space. It has made people a lot of money. It has helped a lot of people. It has made a lot of ethical people a lot of money. Like, for example, for me, when I work with my clients, and my clients, I help them get clients. So my clients get more clients. I know that, for example, if my client is in the mindset space and he gets more clients and he serves his clients, he's changing the world. He's changing the world. I know, for example, I have a client in the dating space. This guy, every single time he gets a new client and he works with him, he gives his heart and soul and energy and potential, and his clients, their entire lives are changing. So at the same time, as much as there is toxicity in this place, there's beauty in this space. But we need to start to see the reality of it. We need to start to see beyond the smoke, beyond the BS mirrors. Let me give you another story. I have a client right now, he's a client. He signed on, I think, 2 weeks ago approximately. And on our first call, I was reviewing his offer and I realized that he was putting a weekly payment and it was so cheap. And I asked him like, hey man, I'm not gonna say his name obviously. Why did you put a weekly payment? Why did you put a weekly payment? Like, what is the foundation principle? He told me, well, my coach told me to do so. Okay, why is it? Because it's easier for people to enroll. And what ended up happening, it was in fact easier for people to enroll. But who was enrolling? The people who flaked, the people who are not committed, the people who didn't pay on time, the people who were getting a good deal. All of the people that you wouldn't want to have in your program, fundamentally. But if you ask his coach was like, yeah, well, it's easier for people to come in. This is the level or the extent of knowledge that we have within this industry sometimes. And why did his coach teach him? It's not because his coach has bad intentions. It's because his coach learned it from another coach and another coach and another coach. And we have kind of this message that has been diluted over time and time and time and time, again and again and again and again, without actually realizing that what are the foundational principles that we're building upon. Most people don't know the foundational principles. And I'm not saying it as us versus them kind of thing. If you're watching this and you feel triggered, I invite you to go and learn those foundational principles. I invite you to go and implement those foundational principles. I invite you to stop chasing the strategies, the systems, the quick wins, the techniques, and actually spend some time on something that actually moves the fucking needle forward. I want you to feel triggered. I want you to feel like I have it all wrong. I want you to feel that. Because if you truly want to build a business, it's not about the next marketing strategy or the next weekly payment or running an Instagram ad. Anyone, any kid right now can go watch a YouTube video, learn how to run Instagram ads and do it. Any person can do that. The real money, the real growth, the real impact is not created there. It's created what's behind the scenes. The psychology of your market, the buyer triggers, the market dynamics, how people move, how people make decisions. What makes people say yes, what makes people say no. The foundations of your business. While most people are investing thousands of dollars into shallow stuff, the people who are investing thousands of dollars into the foundations are making them back tenfold. Tenfold. And the other day I got a person who messaged me and he told me, Arnold, I've been through 8 coaching programs and I think that I am the problem because none of it worked for him. And when I asked him, what did they teach you? Here's what the last one taught him, just as an example. The last person, what he taught them, the last program, what he taught them was run Instagram DM ads. When you get a message, send them a quick offer. If they bite, send them to the higher ticket offer, which is a sound strategy. But then I asked him, what do you know about your market? What are their triggers? What would make them say yes? You didn't know it. What are buyer triggers? Why would we even know it? When I asked him, what is your market sick of and how are you positioning yourself against that? He didn't know it. I told him, what are your own values that you're projecting into the business? He didn't have any. So imagine, he learned a strategy, paid thousands of dollars to learn something and implement a strategy, and done nothing. And here's the kicker. When he asks for support in this program, they tell me jump on a group call. This is the state of this market. If you're hearing this and you're someone who teaches those stuff, you should feel triggered on one hand and you should feel ashamed on one hand. Because some people are investing their last dollars within you. Some people are putting their hearts and souls into you, into your work, on one hand. And they're not getting on the other hand. Some of those people, I do get it. I'm 100% aware of it. Some of those people just by themselves do not do anything. They expect you to bend over backwards and create miracles for them. I do understand that. But you have ethical people. You have people with good intentions. You have people who know their stuff. You're just not teaching them the proper foundations. And the second type of people who might be watching this are the people who are actually burned by this industry. And here's my invite to you. Don't stop because you've been burned. There are good people out there. Fundamentally, in every market, there is bad and good. Look at phones. You have good phones, you have bad phones. Like the most basic thing. Look at coffee. Look at coffee. You can go to a coffee shop right now and have the worst experience, and you can go to another coffee shop and have the best experience in the world. So don't cast skepticism or doubt as generally judgment. There are people who are ethical. There are people who want to help. There are people who know their stuff. It's about how you're choosing. And this is where everything comes back full circle. It's about how you are choosing. Because if every time you buy into someone who is promising you quick wins, it's not the coach's problem. It's your problem that you're buying into that. If every time you buy into someone that promise you guarantees or whatever it is, that's your problem. If every time you're buying into someone who is teaching a shallow strategy, a new DM Instagram funnel, it's your problem. It's not his problem. He is teaching that. Okay? He has another problem that he has to deal with FTC and everything. You are buying into it. You are buying into it at the end of the day. So if you really want to change everything in your life, you have to change the way that you make decisions. And the way to change decisions, you have to change what you're choosing, what you're picking, what you're optimizing for. If you're optimizing for quick strategies, good luck getting your business where you want it to be. But if you're optimizing for proper foundations, then you will choose something better. The current state of the industry is in chaos. The current state of the industry is in shambles, I would say. But there is light. And the only way that you will be able to pick this light up is if you change this and start making better decisions. Cool?